Ladies and gentlemen, here's a truth that many of us avoid. Life is not about feeling good all the time. It's about getting the job done even when you don't feel like it. The road to success is paved with moments when you feel tired, uninspired, or just plain over it. But let me tell you something. This is where the champions are made. Every day you have two options: to listen to the whispers of discomfort and let your feelings dictate your actions, or to stand tall regardless of how you feel and do what needs to be done. It's not always easy, but if you can push through when every part of you wants to quit, you will discover something powerful. Your potential is far greater than you. Think about this. How many times has your mind told you, "I can't do this today," but you've pushed through anyway? And when you did, you felt a sense of accomplishment, a surge of pride, and maybe even some unexpected joy. That feeling is not just a product of what you did, it's a result of your commitment to yourself and your goals. Understand this: success isn't built on days when it's easy. It's built on days when you're tired, when you're discouraged, when it seems like there's no point in continuing. But that's exactly the moment when your greatest work begins. Keep showing up, keep working hard, and over time, you'll see results that are bigger and better than you could ever imagine. So, the next time you don't feel like it, remind yourself that success doesn't wait for you to feel good. It rewards those who work hard consistently even when they don't feel like it, and in that consistency, you'll find your power. The key to success isn't how you feel about something, it's your willingness to do the work, regardless of your emotions. When you push yourself to work even when you don't feel like it, you are building the discipline that leads to freedom and success. Motivation can be fleeting, but consistency is what carries you through the tough times. Keep showing up. Everyone can do the basics, but success is built by those who go above and beyond, especially when it's tough. The decisions you make in moments of discomfort shape your destiny. One decision can change the course of your future. Results are earned through action, not through waiting for the perfect moment to feel like working. Every time you push through resistance, you set the stage for greater rewards in the future. In times of doubt or resistance, remember that the only way to fail is to stop moving. Keep going even when you don't feel like it. The temporary discomfort of pushing through will never compare to the regret you'll feel if you quit too soon. It's not about avoiding hard work. It's about building the strength and mindset to handle it when it comes your way. Success is not something that happens to you based on how you feel. It's something that you decide. It's easy to think that success is a product of having the right mood or the right moment, when everything aligns perfectly. But the truth is, success isn't about waiting for the stars to line up or for you to feel motivated. It's about the choice you make day in and day out to put in the work regardless of your emotions. You're not going to feel like doing everything that's required to reach your goals. There are going to be mornings when you're tired or when the challenges seem overwhelming. But in those moments, success doesn't wait for you to feel inspired. It requires you to make the conscious decision to show up, do the work, and keep pushing forward even when it's hard. There are countless people who could have been successful if they waited for the right feeling to come. But instead, they made the decision to take action even when they weren't feeling their best. And that's what made all the difference. They decided to keep moving, keep improving, and keep believing in the outcome, no matter what their feelings told them. So remember this: success doesn't start with a feeling, it starts with a decision to commit to your goals, a decision to work through adversity, and a decision to stay consistent, no matter what emotions arise along the way. Your feelings will change, but your commitment to your success has to stay constant. That's where the true power lies. Discipline isn't something that limits you. It actually opens doors to freedom. It may sound counterintuitive at first, but when you develop the discipline to stick to your goals and do the necessary work, you create a foundation for greater freedom in your life. At first, discipline might feel restrictive because it demands consistency, effort, and focus. But what most people don't realize is that this very discipline is what gives you the freedom to live the life you want. The key is understanding that freedom isn't about doing whatever you want, whenever you want. That's a short-term illusion. True freedom comes from having the ability to do what you want, when you want, because you've built the structure and habits necessary to support that lifestyle. It's about knowing that your future is secured because you've made the right choices today. When you commit to daily discipline, whether that's waking up early, setting aside time for personal development, or putting in the work when it's tough, you're investing in your future freedom. The freedom to choose how you spend your time, where you live, and who you surround yourself with. Without discipline, you're at the mercy of your circumstances, waiting for something to change instead of actively creating the life you desire. Now, think about it. Those who live with a sense of freedom often had to sacrifice and practice discipline at some point. They didn't just wait for things to fall into place. They took control. They were disciplined in their actions, their thoughts, and their habits. And because of that discipline, they now have the freedom to enjoy the fruits of their labor. So, the next time you think discipline is holding you back, remember, it's not a burden. It's a tool that unlocks doors you can't even see yet. It gives you the power to live life on your terms and make choices from a place of strength. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers, and the doers are the ones who experience the freedom that others only wish for. Motivation is a powerful feeling, no doubt. It gives you that initial spark and energy to start something new or take action. But motivation is fleeting. Some days you feel motivated, ready to take on the world, and other days you don't feel like doing anything. That's the nature of motivation. It comes and goes like a wave. You can't depend on it to carry you through the entire journey. Here's the truth. Consistency is what wins the race. It's the quiet, persistent effort, day in and day out, that compounds and leads to real, lasting success. When you rely on motivation alone, you're playing with fire. You're always hoping it will strike at the right time. But when you focus on consistency, you're taking control. You don't need to wait for motivation. You've already committed to showing up, whether you feel like it or not. Think about the most successful people you know. They didn't get where they are by waiting for motivation to strike. They got there because they showed up consistently, even on the days they didn't feel like it, even when the work was hard. They understood that real progress comes from small, consistent actions over time, not from bursts of intense motivation. Consistency builds momentum. It's the daily habits, the steady effort, and the unwavering commitment that compound into something far greater than motivation could ever achieve. Motivation is like a fuel that burns out quickly, but consistency is the engine that keeps moving forward no matter what. When you make consistency your focus, you're not reliant on your emotions or the whims of motivation. You're building a foundation for lasting success that doesn't depend on how you feel on any given day. Success is not about feeling motivated all the time. It's about doing the work regardless. The people who achieve great things are the ones who show up day after day with or without motivation and keep moving forward with consistency. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is not something that happens by accident. It's a result of going the extra mile. It's the little things that separate those who achieve greatness from those who simply get by. Success doesn't come from doing the bare minimum or taking shortcuts. It comes from putting in that little extra effort day in and day out. Being ordinary is easy. It's what most people do because it doesn't require much thought, effort, or discipline. It's the comfortable route, the path of least resistance. But if you want to stand out, if you want to do something extraordinary, you have to be willing to push past the ordinary, to go beyond what's expected and give that extra push. That's where the magic happens. Look at anyone who's achieved great success. They didn't just do what was required. They went above and beyond. They stayed a little later, worked a little harder, and went further than the person next to them. The extra is what sets them apart. It's the extra hour of work, the extra thought put into a project, the extra effort to improve, and the extra attention to detail. It's in the moments when you choose to push yourself further, even when you don't have to, that extraordinary results are born. Being extraordinary doesn't mean doing something outrageous or impossible. It means doing what others won't. It's about being willing to sacrifice a little more, to endure a little longer, and to put in that extra effort when everyone else has stopped. It's about not being content with just getting by, but constantly striving to give more, be more, and achieve more. When you commit to going the extra mile, you don't just stand out. You create a level of excellence that others can't ignore. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is simply this: the extra. That's the key to turning potential into achievement, dreams into reality, and average into greatness. The decisions and actions you take today are the building blocks of your future. It's easy to think that the future will just happen to you, that it's something you'll stumble into when the time is right. But the truth is, your future is being created right now, in every moment, through the choices you make. Each decision, no matter how small it may seem, has a ripple effect that shapes what's to come. If you want a better future, you have to take intentional actions today. It's about being proactive with your time, your energy, and your resources. You can't expect tomorrow to be better if today is spent procrastinating, waiting for the perfect opportunity, or hoping for change. It's the daily habits and consistent actions that determine where you'll be down the road. Your future isn't something that will happen to you. It's something you are actively creating with every step you take. Think about it. If you take small positive actions today, those actions will compound over time. You may not see the results right away, but over the months and years, those actions add up. Similarly, if you neglect your goals, procrastinate, or avoid the hard work, those decisions will also compound, and you'll find yourself further from where you want to be. It's the little things you do today, day after day, that build the foundation for your tomorrow. You don't get to choose when the future arrives, but you do get to choose how it looks. The way you manage your time, your energy, your discipline, and your focus right now will determine whether you're looking back at a future full of regret or one full of accomplishment. If you want a better life, you have to create it now. Not in some distant, undefined future, but right here, today. Every action you take today is like a stone laid down on the path to your future. You can choose to lay those stones carefully with purpose and intention, or you can let them be haphazard, wandering, and unfocused. The future doesn't happen by chance. It happens by design. The design you create every day in the actions you take today. There will be days when you won't feel like doing the work. Let's face it, it happens to all of us. The alarm rings and you're tired. The task ahead seems daunting, or maybe you're simply not in the mood. But here's the reality. You won't always feel like putting in the effort. Motivation comes and goes. Inspiration can be fleeting. But while you might not always feel like doing the hard work, you'll always want the results that come from it. Think about the big picture. Do you want the rewards that come with success? The financial freedom, the personal growth, the sense of accomplishment? Of course you do. But those rewards aren't handed to you just because you feel like it on a given day. The path to success requires a commitment to doing the work, regardless of whether you're in the mood or not. You can't wait for the perfect feeling to show up. You've got to do it anyway. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who fall short isn't necessarily talent or opportunity. It's persistence. It's about showing up and putting in the effort, even when you're not motivated, even when you'd rather be doing something else. The truth is, when you keep going, even when it's tough, you build the muscle for success. And it's that muscle, that consistent effort, that will give you the results you're after. Consider the athletes, entrepreneurs, or anyone who succeeded. They didn't reach their level of achievement because they felt great every single day. They did it because they understood that success isn't about having the perfect mood. It's about doing the work no matter what. And over time, the results speak for themselves. So while you may not always feel like it, remind yourself of this. The results you want are on the other side of your efforts. If you want the rewards, you have to be willing to push through the moments when you'd rather quit. Because in the end, the results are always more fulfilling than the temporary discomfort you might face in the process. What you do today echoes far beyond the present moment. Every choice, every action, every little habit you form today shapes the future that's waiting for you. It's easy to think that today doesn't matter, that it's just another day in the routine. But the truth is, today is where the foundation of your future is built. The decisions you make right now are creating the reality you'll face down the road. Think about it. The work you put in today, no matter how small or mundane it may seem, compounds over time. If you invest your energy in the right places, whether it's improving your skills, working toward your goals, or simply taking care of yourself, that effort creates a ripple effect that will carry you forward into a future of opportunity and success. On the other hand, if you waste today, neglect your responsibilities, or fall into habits that don't serve your goals, you're setting yourself up for a future that's less than you deserve. Everything you do today matters more than you think. When you're putting in the effort, even on the days when it feels tough or unnoticeable, you're building the life you want. It's not the grand gestures that shape your future, it's the daily actions, the conversations, the emails, the work hours, the exercise, the learning. All of these things add up. Your future doesn't just happen to you. It's a result of the choices you make each and every day. This is why it's so important to take responsibility for your actions today. If you want a better tomorrow, it starts right now. The path to success, health, wealth, or happiness is paved with the small decisions you make every day. What you do today is like planting seeds that will grow into the future you'll experience. And just as you can't plant seeds today and expect to see the full harvest tomorrow, the efforts you make now may not show immediate results, but over time, those efforts will become undeniable. So remember, what you do today is not isolated. It's a stepping stone, a decision, a habit that reverberates into your future. If you want a future you're proud of, it starts with what you do today, and that echo will ring loud and clear when the time comes. The only way to get ahead in life is to keep moving forward. No matter what happens, no matter how many obstacles or setbacks you face, the key is to keep taking steps, no matter how small they may seem. Life is full of challenges, and at times it can feel like you're not making any progress at all. But I'll tell you this, the moment you stop moving forward is the moment you stop growing, and that's when things begin to stagnate. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know exactly how everything will work out. What you need is the commitment to keep moving. Even if it feels like you're stuck, even if you face rejection or failure, the fact that you keep moving forward, one step after another, is what makes all the difference. Success isn't a straight line. It's a winding road with bumps, detours, and roadblocks. But the ones who get ahead are the ones who don't give up, who keep pressing forward no matter what. Sometimes the path ahead will seem unclear, or the goal may appear distant. That's when the power of persistence kicks in. You don't need to see the whole staircase, just the next step. The most important thing is that you're still moving. You keep learning, keep improving, and keep working even when the results aren't immediate. Because progress is rarely instant. It's cumulative. It's the result of countless small efforts, compounded over time. Look at anyone who's achieved great things, and you'll see the same thing. They just kept going. When faced with adversity, they didn't throw in the towel. When the road got tough, they didn't quit. They knew that as long as they kept moving, eventually they'd reach their destination. That's the mindset you need to adopt. Keep moving forward, even if it's just a little bit each day. That consistent movement, no matter the pace, is what propels you towards success. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to keep moving. Forward motion, no matter how slow, beats standing still every time. So when life gets tough, when the obstacles seem insurmountable, remember this. The only way to get ahead is to keep moving forward. Keep taking those steps, no matter how small, and you'll eventually look back and realize how far you've come. The pain of discipline might feel uncomfortable in the moment, but it's nothing compared to the pain of regret. Discipline requires you to make choices that aren't always easy. It demands that you say no to the immediate pleasures and comforts in favor of long-term goals. It asks you to keep going when you're tired, to stick to your plan when distractions arise, and to take consistent action even when it's tough. That kind of discipline can be painful. It can make you feel exhausted, frustrated, and like you're sacrificing something now for something you can't always see. But that pain is temporary. The benefits of discipline will show up, and they will last. Now consider regret. Regret is the pain that comes from looking back at what could have been. It's the feeling you get when you realize that you didn't do what you should have done, when you didn't put in the effort, when you didn't take the opportunity. Regret is a far deeper, more enduring pain because it sticks with you. You can't go back and undo the missed chances or the moments you let slip away. It's the haunting realization that you had the chance to make a change, to make progress, but you didn't take it. Discipline, though it may be uncomfortable in the moment, is a tool that builds the future you want. It's a way of investing in yourself, in your goals, and in the life you desire. You might sacrifice a little sleep, a little leisure time, or a little comfort, but those small sacrifices are nothing compared to the regret you'll feel when you realize you let opportunities pass you by. The truth is, when you choose discipline, you're choosing to avoid the pain of regret. You're making the decision to face short-term discomfort for long-term satisfaction. And that, my friend, is the difference between living with pride and living with sorrow. Because the pain of discipline, though it may sting for a while, fades. The pain of regret, however, lingers long after the moment has passed. Choose the discipline now, and you'll avoid the pain of regret later. And that's a choice that will pay off for the rest of your life. Don't wish for things to be easier. Don't hope that the road ahead will become smoother, the obstacles fewer, or the challenges less demanding. That's not the solution. The real key to success is not wishing for ease, it's wishing for strength. The challenges you face in life are there for a reason. They test you, they shape you, and they help you grow. If everything were easy, there would be no reason to strive, no reason to push yourself beyond your limits. It's the hard stuff, the struggles, the adversity that forge your character, your discipline, and your resilience. If you want to get ahead, you need to focus on building your strength, not hoping for an easier path. Strength doesn't come from avoiding difficulty. It comes from embracing it. It's developed through facing challenges head on and refusing to quit when things get tough. The stronger you become, the more capable you are of handling whatever life throws your way. And when you're stronger, the tough times don't seem so intimidating anymore. You learn to navigate them with confidence and skill. Instead of hoping that life will hand you fewer difficulties, start working on your ability to rise above them. When you encounter hardship, ask yourself, how can I use this to grow? This shift in mindset transforms obstacles into opportunities for personal development. The more you develop your strength, whether it's mental strength, emotional strength, or physical strength, the more you're prepared to handle challenges with grace and determination. The strength allows you to see opportunity in the midst of struggle, and that's when real progress happens. You'll find that when you focus on becoming stronger, the so-called hard things no longer seem as daunting. And instead of wishing for an easier path, you'll be proud of the strength you've gained and how it's helped you succeed. Life won't get any easier, but you'll be ready for it. That's the kind of preparation that leads to success. So, stop wishing for ease. Start wishing for strength, because it's your strength that will carry you through the toughest times and propel you to places you once thought were beyond reach.